From whatever angle, from whatever place it is that you have tuned onto the live Signatures Radio, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is a daily show on the subjects of purpose, productivity, and resilience. I do believe that those three things are critical to our lives. If you remove any one of them, then our life starts stumbling. So it's a daily show where I talk about those three things, and also in between we share different topics, different angles, different themes on those three. And we are in the middle of a series right now where we are talking about reputation. Been talking about why it is important. We looked at 7 reasons why it's important for us to care about our reputation. And now, yesterday, we started talking about what we stand, the crucial things we stand to lose in case we have a bad reputation. And we started laying a groundwork for that yesterday. Today, let us continue doing the same. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
He said in the episode yesterday that a bad reputation comes in 2 ways. One, either you actually did things that messed up your reputation. And of course, let me just camp there for a minute. You might not have wanted to do it. You're human and you're prone to fail. You're prone to slip up. One little slip here and there. You might have done it yourself. You might have not wanted to do it, but you did it, okay? And then, of course, you might have just foolishly or ignorantly and stupidly or, what can I say, you just wanted to do it. I think you filled with pride and so on. You just wanted to spoil your reputation. You wanted to do something you did not think your reputation was on the line. But it ended up being on the line. In other words, one way that a reputation gets spoiled is by your own hands. But then we said yesterday that the other way it gets destroyed is by the hands of detractors, those guys who Gen Z call haters. They can easily destroy your reputation. And once that happens, there are some things that are on the line. It costs you something to have a bad reputation. Now, reputation, of course, generally speaking, it has to do with more than one person, many people actually having a perception about who you are because of their experience with you, your character, your disposition, the things you do, the things you stand for, the things that you are called to do, the things that you basically showcase in your life. When they experience that, it rubs off of them and therefore they bequeath you a reputation. You might want to actively create that reputation. Or again, you might indirectly create the reputation when you do things that matter to you the most. You end up creating a reputation. Either way, if you have a bad reputation, there are some things that you are bound to lose. And that's why we talked about those things. So the first thing, that whatever the case it is, you have to have some insurance against a bad reputation. It's critical. It costs you something. There is a price to pay for a bad reputation. So I'm looking at some of the things that you are destined to lose by acquiring or appearing to have a bad reputation, and they are critical. We've talked about this before. The very first thing, number one, that you stand to lose if you have a bad reputation is trust. Imagine a world that doesn't have trust. Would you go to the shop to buy medicine? Would you even get into a vehicle? Would you even purchase the vehicle to begin with if you don't trust? You don't trust the maker of the vehicle. Maybe you don't trust the seller of the vehicle. Imagine a world that doesn't have trust. This world operates, and we are so oblivious of the fact, that we operate in this world primarily through trust. Imagine your world, your little world without trust. So let me not belittle your world, your big world. Imagine your big world without trust. Life is never gonna be the same for you. Never gonna be the same again. All our endeavors in life are successful centrally because of trust. And that's why if you have a bad reputation, they don't go hand in hand. They are mutually exclusive. A bad reputation and trust are mutually exclusive. It's like day and night. It's light and darkness. When one is there, the other one disappears. When there is trust, there is not a bad reputation. It disappears. When there is a bad reputation, trust takes a walk. A person that is not trusted cannot be entrusted. Today, you are where you are because they have entrusted you with very many things. Someone or even a society or community has entrusted you with their daughter, hopefully. Even the government has entrusted you. Okay? You've been entrusted with the leadership position because you are hopefully trustworthy. You've been entrusted these things because you are a person of trust. A person that is not trusted cannot be entrusted, and that's just about it. So look at it from this angle. What does it take for you to become a successful human being? It just doesn't connect with you alone. It just doesn't depend with you alone. It depends with connections with other people. You're not an island. You need the input of other people. What if the other people that are supposed to do some things for you do not trust you? You will not be successful. So a bad reputation helps you to lose trust. Trust will always go hand in hand with a good reputation. Always, all the time, like they're Siamese twins. Every time there is trust somewhere, there is a good reputation. Every time there is a good reputation, there is trust. That goes without saying. If your reputation is spoiled, it's soiled, one way or another, you cannot have a good reputation. You cannot be entrusted with the same thing that you had been entrusted even before. I watched a particular movie, Nigerian movie, years back, maybe 20 years back. I think that movie was called The Prize, one of the most popular movies back then. It's called The Prize. So for some reason, a pastor was rumored to be having, I don't know what, relationships with kids and so on and so forth, sexual relationships, and it was basically made up, bad reputation. And therefore, he went looking for respite at some place, a relative or something, and the relative turned him away and said, I have young daughters in the house. You see, he could not be given access because the trust or the reputation preceded him and spoiled the trust. So he could not be entrusted with a space in the house. You see what happens. And that's why we were clear in the episode yesterday that it doesn't matter whether it is you who made this reputation bad or it is detractors and haters who made it bad. The cost, it doesn't matter. The cost doesn't judge where you came from. For initially you will lose trust. And that's why you've got to repair that reputation as soon as yesterday, as soon as possible. And that's why, thank God, governments all over the world, they have this thing called libel. In other words, if you go bad-mouthing me and spoiling my reputation, I can go to court, sue you, and get that reputation, first of all, reinstated and made stellar by the government of the day. This is how serious it is. But the government of the day, it tells the government of the day by the ruling of the court, tells the world that this guy's reputation is clear, it's clean. It is not like what has been purported. And the one that has spoiled it, we are fining them X amount of money and we are paying this guy in terms of damages. It is that serious. Because you cannot just succeed in this life with a bad reputation. You cannot. It is an impossible thing unless you're just some kind of Al Capone. You know what I'm saying? It goes without saying, if your reputation is spoiled, you cannot be entrusted with the same thing that they've been trusting you with all along. There is no way you are deploying your purpose on earth if you cannot be entrusted by fellow human beings. It is a high price. Therefore, mind your reputation. Don't take your reputation for granted. Don't take it cheaply. Don't go around thinking that it's not a big deal. No big deal. No, it is a big deal. It is a big deal. You're going to lose trust. And if you are not trusted, you are not trustworthy, or you are deemed not to be trustworthy, nobody engages with you. People that matter do not engage with you. That's the first thing you lose. The second thing we're going to talk about in the episode tomorrow. But until then, be careful. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.